I would like now to introduce a woman that actually the African Medical and Research Foundation, AMREF, is honoring next Thursday, Abigail Disney. And the reason I mention it is that I've been looking at the footage of her Women, War, and Peace. It is extraordinary. It's going to be on PBS, and she'll tell you exactly when. Do not miss it. It's fabulous, wonderful. As you saw, Pray the Devil Back to Hell. You know, I don't want to say it's better, but, you know, it's bigger, and it's deeper, and it's fabulous. It's a wonderful compliment. Abigail Disney.
Thank you. First of all, I just want to say this, but enunciate better this time. I said ass-kicking and crazy cool, okay? Just so you know. And Ruby, shoes. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Okay, anyway, I want to start with lines by a famous woman writer named Marianne Evans. If you haven't heard her name before, it's because she's better known as George Eliot. And she wrote one of the best books on earth called Middlemarch, and these are the last sentences. But the effect of her being on those around her was incalculably diffusive, for the growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who have lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. Now, Anne Delaney is not living a hidden life, and I think a lot of people will probably visit her tomb someday. But she changes the world every single day as much by who she is and how she is as by what she does and where she does it. She is the anti-narcissist. She is a toxin-free environment. Her how is her what. She gives without asking. She listens without needing to speak or judge or correct, but also without ever setting aside this incredible mind that she has. Just listen to the names of her foundations: Starry Night, Lambent. Through these entities and lots of other entities that I know you all are familiar with, she's given away so much more money than anybody has any idea, because she's done it quietly. And she has built our movement here and around the world, and she has worked so hard to make sure that here in this country, we don't forget what democracy means. And she did it all without asking for praise or parades or fanfare, without needing anyone to grovel, without subordination, and with this incredible grace that's really, really stunning. And I think she makes it possible to imagine what living a real feminist life is all about. She's guided by her heart and her mind. So she paints, she's a painter, she's an artist, but she lives the art of living and loving and giving so beautifully. Those are the things, the qualities in a woman. She is the woman I want to grow up to be someday. She's my hero, and I'm not kidding. Anne Delaney.
Wow, thank you, Abby, for that really nice introduction. And thank you to the Women's Funding Network. It is so wonderful to get an award from this organization. And thank you, Chris Grum, for your visionary leadership and getting us all together and seeing the potential of WFN, and we're seeing it in today. And I'm so honored to share this stage with the women who've come before me. What fabulous work has been going on. I'll give you a really quick snapshot of my journey. It started with Michelle Coffey and I, my fabulous director, executive director, sitting over there. We were looking at ways to support movement building, and we realized that we wanted a women's part of our docket, and it soon came to be known as the Women's Pool. And we kept adding groups into it because there was such incredible, bold, strategic thinking going on in the women's movement, in the women's funds. And it sort of came to be Chris's Lake, maybe. And we just saw such great ideas. About 8 years ago, we were thinking about all this, and new ideas were coming in through the funds, like get out of the issues being in silos and think more strategically and holistically. And even Chris's own white paper and strategy about making the case. Women's funds were always talking about addressing racial inequity, funding older women, younger women, realizing that telling our story was going to help move the needle and getting better technology and communications, and just really good ideas coming. And all these funds working internationally, nationally, globally, locally, doing research, getting women elected, and it was just really this groundswell, and we realized that our women's pool was really the avant-garde of social change movement, and we thought philanthropy sometimes lags behind, but the women's funds were really looking out on the landscape and seeing if there was a need, they were going to fill it and figure out how to do it, and there was a lot of rapid response, and that was really exciting to be a part of. And we would often sit in rooms with lots of you and be completely inspired, and just felt so excited and privileged to be sharing in the successes that have been happening in the women's funding movement. So I just want to thank you all so much. It means so much to get an award from WFN. Thank you.
Also, don't go away, Anne. As a special part of the award, it's a tradition for the Women's Funding Network to choose a special piece of jewelry for you. And this is just really amazing. You have to come up and see it.
So cool.
It's really beautiful. So
Thank you, Abby. Thank you.
Congratulations to Anne and Ruby and all of our honorees tonight who are just this afternoon, who are all fantastic. This is the end of the luncheon. It has been my absolute pleasure to be with you. But before you get up, Michelle, I believe there are instructions about the rest of the afternoon. But I just want to thank you all so much for giving your support.